What is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders Picks here, and I am back. Yes, I have taken a little hiatus of about a week. I didn't upload on any of those days. Honestly, I went through a little bit of a lull, and I had lost quite a bit of money, so I took a couple days off. On Saturday, hit a 4-leg parlay between MLB and the NBA, and then last night I went 6-1 on my picks. So I'm back on a burner. Most of the time I don't bet on Sundays, but since I didn't bet throughout the week, I went ahead and tried it. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm so ready for today. It's going to be back to daily uploads. I hope that you guys are ready. I'm super excited. So we're just going to hop straight into it. I do have work here in a little bit, so I'm just going to hop straight into it. First game is Indiana versus Washington. Indiana is a 4-point dog against Washington, and probably rightfully so. I am going to check injury report just super quick. I know that, okay, so yeah, they're out quite a bit amount of people. Miles Turner's gone. TJ Warren's gone. Brogdon's questionable, so keep an eye on that, of course. But, yeah, and that's probably right where the line should be. I probably won't be betting this game. Realistically, if I were to pick a side, though, I'd probably go with Washington -4. I feel like Indiana is just not as good of a team as of late, especially with all those injuries. If they do end up making playoffs, if everyone's healthy, I feel like they could make a little bit of a run, but unfortunately at the spot that they're sitting at, it's not looking too good for them. So I do think that the Washington Wizards would win and cover that spread. They're a very good offensive team. Indiana, without Miles Turner and Brogdon, they're not a very good defensive team, so I think that Washington does have the edge there. Next game is Orlando versus Detroit. Detroit is a 2-point favorite in this game. This is going to be an absolute crapshoot. Truthfully, it's going to be terrible. I would love to see the over/under on that. Looks like it's about 210. 210. That's how low we're going right now. 210. And truthfully, I'd still probably take the under. I mean, if you look at Orlando, they have scored a decent amount. I guess 103, 112, 100, 96. But, like, there's a couple times they don't even hit 100. And Detroit's kind of the same way. Yeah, like 94, 105, 100, 109. So I don't know. I'd probably take the under, but we're not here to talk about the unders, the over and unders. We're here to talk about the spreads. So, truthfully here, I probably won't be betting this game either. I'm not super confident in it, but if I were to pick a side, I would probably go. Let me double check and see the. Okay, so if Jeremy Grant plays and Diallo plays, and they just have a lot of what's it called? Like injuries. So as long as, like, I'd say even half these players play, I do think that they're a pretty decent basketball team at best. Orlando still has a lot too, and it looks like Terrence Ross is out, which is one of their main scorers. But they've actually been playing pretty well as of late. So I don't know. I got to be honest. I think I would take the Magic if I were to pick, but I don't think I'm going to be betting that game. Next is Golden State versus New Orleans. New Orleans are 2-point favorites. I want to check the injury report super quick. So Steven Adams is questionable, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker's still out. Josh Hart's still out. Does Golden State have anyone out? I don't think so. Okay, so Kelly Oubre's questionable. And that's pretty much about it, other than, like, the regular injuries. So I think I'm going to go with New Orleans here. I do think that New Orleans holds a little bit of an advantage in the paint area. As long as Steven Adams is playing, I do think that New Orleans minus that 2 is actually a really great pick. I like that a lot. So I do like that. I think that if I were to pick a side, like I said, I'd go New Orleans. Next game is Portland and Atlanta. Portland is actually 2-point dogs to Atlanta. When I saw this, I was very shocked and kind of confused, honestly. I mean, Bogdanovich is probable. Tony Snell's questionable. So, honestly, Bogdanovich is going to play. And let's take a look at Portland and see kind of what they're rocking with. So they have no injuries either. This Portland team is a pretty good basketball team. I got to be honest. They just smoked Boston. They smoked Brooklyn. They smoked Memphis. They smoked Indiana. They did end up losing to Memphis this time by 7. They lost to Memphis that time. Lost to Denver. But they're hot right now. They literally are 4-0 against Boston, who's probably like a top 5, top 10 team. Brooklyn, who's one of the best teams in the league. And Memphis, who's the other super hot team right now. So I'm riding the hot hand. I'm going with the Blazers, and honestly, I'm just going to take money line for plus odds because I'm sure that it's plus odds right now. Yeah, it's about plus 120 here on FanDuel. That's really, really good. So I like that one a lot. So I'm taking Portland money line or the spread, whichever side you wanted to go. But excuse me. But I'm going with Portland. Next game is Philadelphia versus Chicago. Chicago are 6-point dogs, and you guys know my rules. Fade Chicago every time. Chicago has no idea what they're doing at all. 76ers have no injuries. The Chicago, I think Zach LaVine may be back tonight. No. Okay, so we haven't gotten word on it yet, but it looks like as of right now he's still listed as out. Vucevic is questionable. Just bet this game early. Odds are Zach LaVine's not going to play. Odds are Vucevic isn't going to play. And you just want to take this 6-point spread. That's perfect, honestly. Just take the 6-point spread against the Bulls. Philadelphia is a very good basketball team. Chicago is not. And without Vucevic and without Zach LaVine, that team does not stand a chance. So, bet it early. Even with Vucevic, Embiid is going to probably have like 30 and 15. He's going to try to make a late run for MVP this year. So, take Philadelphia -6. Just trust me on this one, you guys. The next game is New York versus Memphis. New York is 2.5-point dogs in this one, and probably rightfully so. Memphis is a very good basketball team this year. Not a lot of us saw it coming, but so is New York. New York is very good too. It looks like John Henson's the only one that's out as of right now for New York. And I wanted to take a look at the record, which is going to be 36-28 for the New York Knicks, and for Memphis, 32-31. Both these teams, very, very good. The only thing is I do think that for this game in particular, I do think I'm going to take the New York Knicks, especially plus that 2.5. Now, let me explain why. First of all, Julius Randle is having an absolutely sensational season. Dude is obviously he was an all-star this year, and he's pretty much been on the come-up ever since. He's been very, very good. Jonas Valanciunas isn't necessarily the best defensive center. He's more of an offensive center. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just think that against such a good center, it's just going to be a back-and-forth game. And I do think that outside of Ja Morant, I do think that the New York supporting cast is just a little bit better. I feel like they have a little bit more star power, a little bit more triumph. I just think that they're in a little bit better of a spot. So I like New York plus that 2.5 a lot. So I may even take money line if you want some plus odds. Next game is Denver versus the Lakers. Denver are 4-point favorites, rightfully so. LeBron went out with another ankle injury last night. He's probably not going to be playing tonight. I'd be very shocked if he did. Dennis Schroeder's still out. And then the GOAT Jared Dudley's out, so that's always tough. But 4 points is honestly very doable. They beat the Clippers by 6. They beat Toronto by 10. They ended up only beating New Orleans by 2, but that was a very good game. Wasn't even mad about losing that bet. But honestly, the thing is like Denver is a very good basketball team. They do like to keep a lot of the games close, but it's against the Lakers, who, if they don't have LeBron, they clearly are not a very good basketball team. Anthony Davis is still trying to get healthy, still trying to get conditioned. LeBron obviously went down with an injury last night. I would be very shocked if he plays. Even if he does play, he's not going to be 100%. And he even said, like, He even made like a famous quote or something, "I'll never be 100% again," or something like that. So, yes, take Denver -4. I do think that that's a pretty safe bet, just in every aspect. This next game is Utah versus San Antonio, the last game of the slate. Utah is actually 7.5-point favorites. That does shock me quite a bit, just because San Antonio has been a very good basketball team this year. You can see against the spread, win, win, push, win, 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 loss. So really, they're 7-2-1 in their last 10. Very good basketball team. They're actually 31-32. We all know that they're very well coached, so they're just one game under 500. I'm pretty sure, I forgot to take a look at the injuries. So DeJounte Murray's questionable, and obviously Derek White's been out for a while. So keep an eye on DeJounte Murray. If he plays, I do honestly like that +7.5. Utah hasn't been able to score without Donovan Mitchell. So as long as Donovan Mitchell's still out, unless we get something crazy saying that he is coming back, and if Mike Conley's out too, they haven't been able to put up a lot of points. I mean, they've kept all these games close. They lost to Phoenix by a lot. Of course, this was the one scarcity game, but they broke records in that game. So I mean, there's not really much you could do there. But look, against Minnesota, they lost by 1. They lost to Minnesota again by 5. So just without Donovan Mitchell, they just haven't been able to score the basketball that well. And I do like the Spurs to cover. I don't bet Spurs money line on this one. I don't think that they're going to win, but I do think that 7.5, as long as DeJounte Murray's playing, that they will cover. Okay, so super quick recap on this one, you guys. So I really like the first game. I really like is going to be New Orleans minus that 3 points. I really like Portland money line. That's going to be my second favorite bet. I like New York tonight. I really like Denver tonight, and I like San Antonio as long as DeJounte Murray is playing. So, and Philadelphia. Make sure that you hammer Philadelphia. I don't know why this line is going down. I have no idea why this line is going down, but go ahead and hammer that. Hammer that. It'll be a for sure bet. So that's going to be my 6 betting plays for today. Like I said, I'm very sorry for not uploading the past couple days. I honestly was just taking a little break, little hiatus. But we're back now. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. If you guys did tail me on any of them, let me know down below which ones you guys tailed me on. But yeah, this is going to be Kingston signing out. Peace.